last class we were discussing about the types of unemployment. So what are the types of unemployment? How it is calculated? What are the implications of this? Right? That's what is the focus of this class. So what are the types, major types? Even though we discussed in class, we have listed out about 22. So what are the major types uh, what we are going to focus of unemployment? Right? First one, as we all have seen in the class, frictional unemployment. Right? When people take time to find a job, right? So or in between they used to have a gap. So that particular type, that particular gap is called as frictional unemployment. Frictional unemployment. For example, when someone is laid off means getting out of the job for temporarily for hours or for few days, laid off, or changes their jobs, or need time to find a new job. So that time the gap is called as frictional unemployment. All construction labor, catering services, right? Marriage brokers. So if you see them, they are unemployed in some months or some days of a week, right? So they will get 3 days a week, then 4 days they used to be laid off. Then they will be searching something else. So it happens. So that's called frictional unemployment. That is called frictional unemployment. Please make a note. So all of you write F in your notebook, right? F. F refers to frictional unemployment because at the end, I have few questions and answers. So where you need to answer the first letter of that type, that particular type of unemployment, first letter. Right? So F. So you don't need to type frictional, full form. You don't need to type. Just say F. That's one way. Good. So frictional unemployment. So there is a time gap between two employments. So that's called the frictional unemployment. The second one, structural unemployment. When workers' skills do not match what jobs are available for the current economy, that's called the frictional unemployment. So I said wrong skills in the right position. That's called the structural unemployment. It can be due to reservation also. Someone did not even clear their degree, but they get a job due to their reservation or due to some other political obligations. So someone meets with accidents in a family. So government suddenly announces one government job from one person from that family. So that person may not be having skills without writing any exams and he directly gets a job. I'm not saying that is wrong, but that creates structural unemployment. And the structure itself, the existing structure itself creates a type of unemployment. That's called structural unemployment. What are the causes of structural unemployment? For example, technology changes, new technology. Right? Sometimes if you see some of the government colleges, faculties are not capable of handling online classes. And due to how, particularly after pandemic, they suffered a lot to cope up with the online classes. Slowly they are learning. So which means they were unemployed during that time, but somehow they are earning. But still, the new technology creates structural unemployment. Even some people used to send out private colleges or private institutes used to send out who is not capable enough to do their works through online, through work from home. If they say, sir, I don't know internet, I don't have laptop, then you are out of the market. Then it creates structural unemployment. Second cause is new resources. So new types of resources are there. Right? That also creates structural unemployment. So it can be a recruitment resources, it can be a deployment resources, work deployment resources. For example, in agriculture field, tractor have introduced few years back. Tractor have introduced. For that, some of the people get out of that agriculture field itself. They did not get the job. Nowadays, even to take out the weed in the agriculture farm, there is a machine. So for that, nowadays people, there used to be a group of workers, ladies, used to go for, we used to call in Tamil, particularly in villages, களை எடுக்கிற வேலைக்கு போறேன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. Since there is a machine to take out the weeds in the field of farming, due to the availability of new resources, there is a cushion of unemployment is created. It's called structural unemployment. Third cause, changes in consumer demand. Changes in consumer demand also create structural unemployment. For example, there are different types of construction are available. House construction. But nowadays, most of the people demands and prefers for concrete houses. Because of that, some of the traditional materials which were available for the types of construction in olden days, the producers of that material and the employees of that skills, now due to the changes in the consumer demand, it's not matchable. They are not getting a job. So that's called the structural unemployment. Even in Tamil, we used to say தட்டோடுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. ஓட்டு வீட்டுல முன்னாடி வந்து தட்டோடுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அந்த தட்டோடு எல்லாம் இப்ப கிடைக்கிறது. Because of the changes in the consumer demand, அந்த தட்டோடு ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்றவங்களுக்கு வேலை இல்லாம போயிடுச்சு. அந்த தட்டோடு வச்சு ஒர்க் பண்றதுக்குன்னு சில பேருக்கு ஸ்கில் இருந்துச்சு அப்ப கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன் லேபர்ஸ். Now that skill is unemployed. So changes in the consumer demand also creates structural unemployment. The fourth major reason is globalization. Shift to foreign markets. They want to be adopted with foreign technologies. Praveen would like to have some questions. So what is that, Praveen? You can post in chat box. So what is that? The trend of globalization also creates structural unemployment. Globalization paved a way to market all over the nation, all over the world, across the nation. So because of that, some people lose their job. That's called structural unemployment. For example, if you vouch in each and every street of his... Yes, Paul, okay? Post your doubt in the chat box. I'm monitoring the chat box also. So when you cross any cities, particularly even you can vouch in your own city. Earlier days, we can find one petty shop in your street. ஒவ்வொரு தெருவுக்குமே ஒரு பெட்டி ஷாப் இருந்துச்சு. அட்லீஸ்ட் 2 தெருக்கு ஒரு வாட்டியாவது ஒரு பெட்டி ஷாப் இருக்கும். But now it is slowly closed down one by one. Because of the globalization, because of the shift to foreign markets, people would like to go to a shop and purchase whatever they want, take whatever they want and pay money in the billing section. So the globalization made for the corporate sector to get into the petty shop. So if you take the Reliance Fresh Market, more and more stores, there are retail stores where the corporate have taken over. They have opened a big retail store. in the main city of main place of the city, and people would like used to visit and buy whatever they want all together at the same time. So when you have a petty shop, my voice is getting break. Wow, is that so for all? My voice is getting
No,
break.
sir.
No, it's
Voice is
clear.
clear, sir.
No, okay. I think maybe a network problem. Uh, Refresh panni, it may become well. I think Lokesh is not the problem with it. Because I'm checking one by one here in my system also. My voice is clearly reaching
That
out. It
break.
gives an Lokesh, one voice no echo adikirpan. Oh, idhila network may be a problem. Right? Please ensure. Change your place of sitting. ஒரு சின்ன ரூம்ல போய் உட்காந்துருதுன்னா வெளியே வந்து that would be better. So globalization creates a structural unemployment. The petty shop people slowly close down their business. And the last reason, fifth reason, what is the last reason? Can you type in the chat box? All of you. What is the last reason? Last causes for structural unemployment. Where are we now? Yeah, good. I think Ramji started with active participation, and then Kavya, Maheshwari, Laksita, good, Ajit. So lack of education, or even we can say the updating the education. Updating the education. Good, Aksaya, Jay Narayanan, Vignesh, Laksanya, Subhasri, Sahana, very good. So whoever answer comes at last, I feel they are not active. Good. So lack of education, even not updating their education, that also creates a structural unemployment. Right? Not updating their skills, their knowledge. They are educated, they have completed their degree, got the job. But if you see in Infosys, TCS, if you are not updated, you are out of the market. You will not be promoted. Right? You will be given last chance for all the types of projects. And if you are not educated, now the mushrooming degrees are called as now is so famous degree is logistics management. Whoever study marketing, they have to study logistics and supply chain management. Whoever study the financial management, they have to study the financial services, like financial stock markets, financial markets. Without that, the financial management will not be. So they need to update, they need to proceed the current need of the market. So lack of education creates structural unemployment. Next, the third type. Can you say what is the structural unemployment? First letter. So what you have to note? First letter. Yes. So likewise, you may note that down when there is a question, it will be useful. Next is seasonal unemployment. When industries are slow or even shut down for a season in a year, to make a shift in production schedules, during that course time, people lost their jobs. For example, when people sell Halloween costumes or Christmas trees, are out of a job because of holiday has passed. It happens, right? Seasonal unemployment, right? Vijayanaran rightly put up agriculture is a seasonal unemployment. 4 months in a year, they used to have hectic work. Then 8 months, they will have so lazier job. ஆடு மாடு பாத்துக்கிறது கோழி மேய்க்கிறது மட்டும் அது மட்டும் தான் ஒரு 8 months ஒர்க் ஆகுது 12 months 8 months இருக்கும் 4 months தான் agriculture field that they used to focus. And Deepan have posted one more example like ice cream industry. But now irrespective of reason, ice cream industry is going on well. Construction laborers, right? So these are the examples. for seasonal unemployment. The fourth one, cyclical unemployment. Unemployment that goes up during the times of economic turmoil. Please make an underline, economic turmoil. What is that turmoil? Creates an inflection point, is called a turmoil, economic turmoil, and goes down during the time of economic prosperity. If you see a cycle, the graph I have shown you in the right hand side, based on the time and level of real output, x-axis and y-axis. There is a recession. When the company is in peak, there is a recession, and then slowly there used to be a growth and expansion. Then they again reaches to the peak. Again, at one point, they will meet into the recession. Recession means crisis. And then again, they will travel through and goes to a particular trend, and again goes for expansion. And again, they will reach the peak. So that's called the cyclical unemployment. The first stage we called as recession, second stage is growth, third stage, if it is again recession, that particular stage is called a trend. Growth converts into trend. The trend makes the expansion stage and again reaches to the peak. So this cyclic happens in all types of business. So during that time, a cushion of the employees will come under cyclical unemployment. For example, a recession causes people to save more and spend less. Because of this, company may slow down their production and lay off the workers. If you take some industry, it will work for all the 24 hours, 7 days in a week. Shift to work பண்ணுவாங்க. But if you take some industries, it used to be cyclical. Production happens only for a particular period. Huge production, hectic work. If you see some of the technical textile stores, they will take employees during the Deepavali. Then they will slowly lenient their employees and try to send out some people to reduce their labors. Because when their business is so peak, they will employ many people. Suddenly they will lay off thousands of employees altogether in some of the tax IT companies. Peak clerk, they will recruit as much as possible. Suddenly they will say, and the economic recession, IT company it is most happens sometimes. So they will send out. Right? Cyclical unemployment. This we call it as cyclical unemployment. I hope you understand the class now. Now let me introduce you few slides with question and answer. So it is like a game. So all of you please make a note. Note is now working. And let me work it out again. I have prepared slides with the question and answers. I will give it to you now. So when you log in into this, I will give you the link in the chat box as well as in WhatsApp. When you log in into this, type your, what is that? Type your registration number and followed by your name in the chat box. So sorry, not in the chat box, in the login. Let me post in the chat box. I hope everyone is ready. Yeah, Vijay Narayan have posted a doubt to explain it again. Yeah, I will explain it again in the class. So after attending that particular exercise, Vijay, I will explain it again. So I have sent you a link in the WhatsApp as well as in the chat box. So if you click, you will get into your platform. Right? I think Bhumika is one who joined first. Yes. Are you all able to see a screen now? Yes, in your mobile as soon as you log in. Yes.
Yes, sir.
You can see it, and I also shared in the Google Meet. It is visible to you all. So I request you all to participate. So what is the types of unemployment? So for each situation, put up the appropriate letter. Yes. Is all of you ready? Yes, all of you ready?
Yes,
Post
sir.
as R in the chat box. R refers to ready. Yes, good. This time trying a new thing to you. Yeah, good, great. And Sheila Purani is active. Unless, unlike in the classroom, she is active in the online class. Good. Harini is also active. Good. Yeah, most of you great. So all of you ready? Types of unemployment. Yes. So types of unemployment as we have seen few. So I have taken of the seasonal is not there. I have taken only three. Frictional, F refers to frictional. The C refers to cyclical, and S refers to structural unemployment. Except the seasonal, all other three I'll be explaining you. If someone has a doubt, yes. And if there is no not of these three types, then you can select N. N is for a person not employed, not employed at all. So frictional unemployment, they are employed, but sometimes they are not getting work. Cyclical unemployment, it is based on the cycle business growth, right? They used to get work and sometimes they are unemployed. And structural, the structure itself creates some sort of unemployment, right? Now, if you take government, Tamil Nadu government, they used to have reservation structure. They used to have giving employment to the severely affected family, vulnerable family. So these are for the balancing the economy. But however, it creates a type of unemployment called structural unemployment, right? If you feel that particular situation, what I'm going to give you one by one now, if you feel it is not at all, a person is not employed at all, then you can select N, right? I hope you understand now and proceed one by one. So countdown started. A computer programmer is laid off because of a recession. So what is your answer? A computer programmer is laid off because of a recession. So you need to select F, C, S, or N. So which one would be the right answer? Good. I think 12th member has the answer. Yeah, only last 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Everyone have logged in. 33 students have logged in. Hands up. Yeah, out of 33 students, active students, only 25 are able to click. Of these 25, the right answer is C. The right answer is C. I hope the screen is visible. Whoever have completed this particular question, you can get back to the G Meet. So you can see the screen. Where are you? Is your answer is correct? Out of 25 students answered, 33 logged into this system, this particular screen. Of these 33, please make a note. Out of 55 students, 33 are active. Of these 33, 25 are able to click the answer. Of these 25, 14 answers are correct. So interesting. Good. 14 answers are correct. So which means cyclical. Good. Let me repeat it again. A computer programmer is laid off because of a recession. Right? Recession on the stage, the cyclical graph on the stage, the recession. So if he is laid off because of a recession, then it is called cyclical unemployment. Right? Good. Very good. So I think so participants view. So how many of you active based on your Mahavarshini could not select. Right? Subhasri have selected. Good. Prakash has selected. Valli Ammal has selected. Serafin have selected. So most of you have selected. Vijay Narayan, what happened? He could not select. Mardini also could not select. Or is that wrong answer or what? Okay, good. So let me go into the next question. Yes, I hope all of you ready now. 45 have joined in this exercise out of 55 students. Countdown started. You may proceed now. Literary editor leaves her job in New York to look for a new job in San Francisco. ஒரு எழுத்தாளர் நியூயார்க்ல இருந்து வேலையை விட்டுட்டு புது வேலைக்கு சான் பிரான்சிஸ்கோ அதுக்காண்டி வேலை பார்க்க வேலை தேடுறாங்க. Literary editor leaves a job in New York to look for a new job in San Francisco. 50 students have joined in this exercise. Of this 50, about 30 students have answered. 15 seconds more. 15 seconds more. Still 18 students have answered. Last 8 seconds. Good. Very good. Time up. 40 students have answered. This question is answered by 40 students out of 51. Very good. I think Rakshita, a great claps goes to Rakshita, who answered so fast. Right. Out of 40 participants, 23 clicked the right answer. So what is the F refers to? Frictional unemployment. Very good. So out of 41 students, right, and 24 have chosen the right answer as frictional unemployment. Very good. Next question. Countdown started. I hope everyone is ready to answer the question. An unemployed college graduate is looking for his first job. Looking for his first job. Seconds more. Still 15 students have to attend. Last 5 seconds. Time is going to up. Time's up. 42 students have participated. Good. The leader's board says, who is first? Again, Rakshita comes into the first. Oh, sorry, Sri Darsini. Sorry, I'm sorry. Sri Darsini comes into the facts. First. Good. So out of 42 students, I don't know why most of you selected not employed. Yes, I think you thought that unemployed college graduate is looking for a first job. Yes, of course, not employed இருக்கிறதுக்கு chance இருக்கு. 15 students have selected that as an answer. Right. And 11 students have selected seasonal. Is that seasonal? No, not seasonal. Is that? Yeah. Is that structural? Is that structural unemployment? 7 students have selected cyclical unemployment. And only 9 students, I don't know on what basis they have selected as frictional unemployment. The right answer, what the theory says, if you are studying in college, right, and immediately you are getting out of to get the employment, and you are going to search that. If there is an option called search unemployment, that is the best answer. But of these 4, right, not employed would be the correct answer. Right. But what basis they have given full employment, what is the frictional unemployment as the answer? The reason is that according to the Western countries, if you are selected not employed, that is right, don't worry, right? But on what basis this has shown a full frictional unemployment? Why it is shown as the right answer? Green color level. Why it is shown as the right answer? Reason is that in Western countries, if you are studying in college, you used to have some employment. My class was only so when I was studying, I used to go for a part-time job. In Western countries, whatever maybe whoever son you may be or daughter you may be, they used to go for some jobs after their course time, after their college hours. So on that basis, they have given a frictional unemployment as an answer for this question, right? But from the Indian context, not employed is the right answer. So I give appreciation to 15 students who have selected not as employed, and as well as the students who have selected frictional unemployment. I hope you understand what I said in class. You remember that? So in that background, frictional unemployment is correct. May I proceed to the next question? Yes? Are you ready for the next question to answer? What happened to Narmada? She has left in between. Yes. Yeah. Countdown starts now. The next question. Advances in technology make the assembly line workers' job obsolete. Obsolete na காணாம போயிடுது. 62 students have joined in all these. Seconds more. 20 seconds more. Time's up. 44 students are able to click the answer. The leaderboard. So Sri Darshini, Sharafin, Kavya are the first top three students who chosen the right answer. Advances in technology make the assembly line workers' job obsolete. Obsolete na வேலைக்கு இல்லாம போயிருது. அப்ப technology advance ஆனதுனால you leave your job. அந்த particular job இல்லாம போயிருது. Right. So here that is called as what do you call the yes? Can someone post in the chat box? All of you even. What does that Yes refers to. Yes. Good. So structural unemployment. Good. Good, good. Structural unemployment. Very good. Great. So most of you have answered. Next question. I hope these examples it will make you to brainstorm yourself. Will brainstorm yourself and make you to understand better. Right. I think only three students have selected frictional unemployment, and another three have selected not employed at all, and 14 students have selected what is that, cyclical, and 24 students, majority, understood the question and have selected the structural unemployment is the right answer. Very good. Great. Congrats to the top three. Question number, next question. Next question goes to question number, yeah. Slumping sales lead to a cashier being laid off. Slumping sales, slumping sales lead to a cashier being laid off. Good. 15 seconds more. Time up. Time up. The leaderboard shows who is the top. Sri Darshini again, Surashini again, Kavya, Bhumika third. Very good, great, excellent. Congratulations. Out of 64 students, 42 are able to select the answer for this question in 1 minute. Of these 42, 27 have selected the right answer. Slumping sales sudden decrease ஆகுது. Sales இல்லாம போகுது. அப்புறம் எதுக்கு cashier வேலையை தூக்கியாச்சு. So what do you call? This is called cyclical. So 27 students. So you can see that what is that? The graph, the chart that I have shown, right? There is a recession, growth, again recession, right? It happens. So it's a cyclical unemployment. Good. Great. So good. Congratulations to 27 students who have selected the right answer. So if an individual refuses to work for a minimum wage, then what type of unemployment it is? I hope you can understand this. Next question comes to you. All the best. Seconds more. 41 students have completed. Great. Time up. 45 students are great. 44 now. Out of 68, I don't know, our class front itself less. Pridarsini, yeah, Bhumika first. Bhumika, Kavya, Pridarsini. Great. Good. Excellent. So what happens, our class strength itself less, but 68 students have logged in. சில பேர் லேப்டாப்லயும் மொபைல்ல ரெண்டுலையும் பண்ணியிருப்பான்னு நினைக்கிறேன். அதனால ரெண்டு வாட்டி வந்திருக்கு. Out of 68, 45 are able to answer this question in 60 seconds. Of these 45, 11 students have selected the right answer. Frictional unemployment. How it comes in frictional, sir? வேலை பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கேன். I'm employed. So suddenly they reduces the wage. I say no. The employer says demand கம்மியாயிருச்சுப்பா, இதான் கொடுக்க முடியும்னு சொல்றாரு. No. Less than minimum wage, I will not come. It is called frictional unemployment. If you take construction work, the construction laborers would have a minimum wage. 750 rupees, சித்தால் கொடுத்தாதான் வருவான். If you say, no, I will pay only 300, will you come? If they say no, then they comes in frictional unemployment. நான் வேலையே இல்லாமல் இல்லைன்னு அர்த்தம். They have your work, but due to the less wage, they are saying no, right? So in that background, in that logic, the frictional unemployment is the right answer.